So I mentioned in a recent video that this is my new friend. I've had it for a little over a week, and I just wanted to give you my experience of that. Sort of a first impressions, if you will. So let's just jump in. So up until about 3 or 4 months ago, I only saw pictures and videos of the SteamDeck. Then I got to hold one for the first time, and I had a pretty good understanding of why people say, just get a SteamDeck. This is a big, beefy, giant device. It's the biggest handheld I've ever used or seen in person, but don't let that scare you off. One of the best things about the SteamDeck is how balanced it is. Yeah, it's heavy, but you almost don't notice it when you have it in your hand.
The SteamDeck weighs 1.5 pounds. It is 11.7 inches long, 4.6 inches tall, and 1.9 inches thick. The SteamDeck is 68% heavier than the Nintendo Switch and 38% heavier than the latest iPad.
Thank you for those stats, Steve. So despite all that, the weight is just really well distributed, and it won't fatigue your hands, surprisingly enough. I mean, you probably have to jam on it for quite a few hours for it to maybe give you some sort of fatigue. Now, for comparison's sake, I will be mentioning two devices, the Logitech G Cloud and the Ion Odin 2. Obviously, those are Android handhelds. Bear with me here, but there's reasons behind my madness. Number one is I don't have any other handheld PCs. The Steam Deck is basically that. The Odin is my most premium handheld that I own until the deck arrived. And number two, the Odin 2 has the power, and the G Cloud has the comfort. So keep that in mind while I go into more detail. So the other thing I noticed when first holding the Steam Deck are the controls. When you first look at it, you may wonder, why are the controls up at the top? And all the buttons and the controls are placed in a surprisingly perfect location. You can easily reach everything without moving and adjusting your grip from your grip position. You're just holding it and you can just access everything. Really, it feels like a really premium controller. It's super comfy. I would really put it up there, honestly, with the Logitech G Cloud as far as comfort, which is one of the G Cloud's best features and probably the most comfy handheld out there. I would say that it's more comfy than the Odin 2, just because the Odin 2 doesn't have the chunky grips that the G Cloud does. Sure, they are there, but they're not full size for the grips. The buttons themselves are very nice. They have a rubber membrane connection, but it's not overly mushy like a worn-in NES controller. The thumbsticks are big and nice, and not Nintendo Switch style joysticks. All the menu buttons are placed in a location where you can access them with your thumbs easily, and there are programmable back buttons on the back of the device. The D-pad is good. It's shiny, and it has a little curve in the middle of it. So far, I haven't had any issues playing games on it. Also, there are trackpads, which is pretty cool. I have heard some people kind of have some gripes with them, but I find them pretty useful so far, the few times that I've had to go into the desktop mode, and they turn into a mouse cursor. I didn't have a mouse on me at that moment, so that it was kind of useful. I don't know if you'd want to really use those for an extended period of time if you didn't have a mouse, but there's definitely some cases that you could use them. Also, they're pretty useful in gaming on certain games. So the screen. Now, I don't have the OLED model, but despite that, this has a really nice screen. It's clear, it's vibrant, and my favorite thing is the size, honestly. In my opinion, any premium device out there should have a 7-inch screen at bare minimum. I know I keep bringing up the Odin 2, but again, I don't have another handheld PC to compare it to. The Odin 2 screen is only 6 inches. I know it's only 1 inch difference, but that actually is very noticeable when you're comparing these three handhelds. Yes, the screen on the deck has bezels with the LCD version. I have seen the OLED version, and the bezels are a little smaller because the screen is a little bit bigger. Still, with these bezels, it works very well, and I didn't have any issues with it. All of these things just wrapped up in a package of awesome for this handheld, because it's almost as if a gaming company made this handheld. I joke, because they did. It's from Valve. After reviewing countless retro handhelds that are cool, but always seem to miss the mark in some way, it's a breath of fresh air to play on a handheld made by the same company we've trusted for years with our favorite games. You can feel the difference immediately. This is a device for gamers, designed by gamers. It just gets everything right, and that is a huge game changer. So, as far as gaming goes, this thing is a beast. It will play practically everything that you throw at it. I say practically just because I am typically not a AAA gamer and didn't test anything in that realm so far. I've only had it for a week, so bear with me. But now that I have it, I might actually play something bigger. And from the perspective of any of these handhelds that I've reviewed on my channel, the Steam Deck, it just works. All the games are optimized because they come from the Steam store. You don't have to monkey around. The controls are mapped. You don't have to monkey around with setting up the games, remapping the controls, remapping the buttons, and for every specific games. It just works. I mean, it's amazing. This is just a great thing. Aside from playing your Steam library, the deck can be a retro gaming machine without hiccups of performance. You can also stream Xbox, GeForce Now, and PlayStation. And with the right accessories, you can actually turn this thing into a little computer if you wanted to. Granted, it's going to be running Linux. Don't install Windows on this. Just don't do that to your Steam Deck. Don't. No. But yeah, the huge thing for me is that it's a handheld. It's portable. I don't know how busy your life is, but mine is pretty busy. I'm a mom. So to all the parents out there, even though it's big, it's not like you're lugging around a desktop and a monitor or two monitors or your widescreen monitor. This is the same weight as a lot of laptops out there. It's only 1.5 pounds. Even if you're not going to take it out of the house, there's something to be said about, just being able to game wherever in your house. You could go, couch gaming, in the bed, recliner, or if you're avoiding your family, maybe go on the roof. I'm kidding. Or am I? Where did I put... Why can't I find the Steam Deck? Where did I put Steve? Where did I put the Steam Deck? Where did I put the Steam Deck?
This is not the handheld you were looking for.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought it was my turn.
No, I said you could play with it. That's fine. I was just going to play Balatro again for the rest of the night. It's fine.
I love Dead Cells.
In my week of testing, it's just been amazing. I just love holding it. I just love holding it. It's so pretty. Yes, it's expensive, but it's well worth it. But again, that's a conversation between you and your wallet. So I'm not going to say go out and buy the Steam Deck. But again, yes, you should. But let me know your thoughts on the Steam Deck. Do you have one? What games are you playing on it? Thanks for watching. Stay awesome, everyone, and go play some games.